So welcome everybody to another episode of the J2 Hub podcast. Back again with the third episode. So things are going well. We're consistent. So this week I'm joined by somebody who I met actually in Provident where we both work. And I would say there was an instant attraction. So it wasn't on that kind of level of whatever attraction you might be thinking. This was a different kind of attraction. You know, the mental vibes were there. The kind of work vibes were there. Ooh, not speaking correctly. Work vibes were there. And it was a good connection. And some of the conversations we've had together over the last few months have been very deep. And
True.
it's not often you meet somebody where you can have such a deep conversation. So before I get started into an in-depth conversation with this person, I'm very happy to welcome Ryan from Provident. Welcome to the J2 Hub podcast.
Thank you, man. I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah?
And like you said, man, the connection was instant and it was deep. It's rare to find this with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So we really connect. I don't know. I feel like I know you for like 20 years.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add that it's my birthday, so I'm happy to be celebrating.
Do you know what? I was just about to say that before we kick off. It's the first time we've had a guest on the podcast where he's celebrating his birthday at the show. So, Ryan, do you know what? That leads
good
me.
to be here.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. So thank you on your birthday, especially to take time out and come onto the podcast. But what I want to do is, so you're 27 years old today.
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan, I want to
26. I'm 26.
You're 26?
Yeah.
You told me you were 27.
No, I turned 26 today.
Oh, you turned 26
Yeah.
today. Okay, so your 27th year of starting.
Yeah.
Okay, you're one of those odd people that do it like that, right?
That's how we do it in Lebanon.
Oh, right. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So look, that makes me feel even worse because I thought earlier on, oh man, I'm only 13 years older than him, but I'm actually not. I'm 14 years older than him. So Ryan, look, I want to ask you a question, man. You're 1 year older.
Yeah.
Tell me, before we get into some deep conversation, how has the last year been?
Okay, so yeah, a lot happened actually in 1 year, and I feel like in this industry, a lot can teach you in 1 year, like
Absolutely.
a lot. If
Yeah.
you're working another job, you would feel like the whole year passed and nothing has been learned.
Mm-hmm.
In this industry, every day teaches you, every week teaches you, and the year is just a lot. This industry,
Mm-hmm.
so it's been good. It's been really good. I grew a lot. I learned a lot, and I met a lot of new people like yourself. So it's been great, really.
No.
It's been a great year.
Great year. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll talk a
definitely.
little bit more about that. But Ryan, for everybody that doesn't know you, give us a brief background of who is Ryan, where did you start, what's been your journey from, say, when you were 16 up until now? So that's 10 years.
Yeah.
What were you doing? Tell us everything. Tell us the bits where, you know, you weren't quite sure about life. You know, everybody goes through those stages. But for the listeners, tell them who is Ryan?
Yeah. Okay, so my background wasn't real estate initially.
Mm-hmm.
I was interior architect in college. When I graduated, even before I graduated, I started working in nightlife in
Okay.
Lebanon, back in Lebanon. So in Lebanon, nightlife is a big thing, and we actually have very good nightlife. So it's a touristic thing in Lebanon to actually go and party. So I started off in nightlife. We did a small clique together, me and my crew. Then we started being promoters in Lebanon. Then it grew, and we actually had a club called the Jungle back in Lebanon.
No
And
way.
we partnered with a friend also. We did a rooftop. So we started off in nightlife. I worked in nightlife for like 4 years. It was a completely different lifestyle. So it's literally the opposite of what I'm living right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know my lifestyle. We'll talk about it later, but you
Yeah.
know my lifestyle now. How I when I wake up, what I do during the day, and what I do during the night. It was the complete opposite back then. So I'm waking up when everyone's sleeping. I'm sleeping when everyone wakes up for like 4 years. It was good though. I learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Nightlife teaches you a lot. I met a lot of new people. It's just the darkness of it teaches you a lot
Mm-hmm.
of nightlife, and it made me like mature faster. Then COVID hit in Lebanon, so everywhere actually,
Sure.
not in Lebanon, but all the clubs shut down, all the restaurants shut down. So we literally sat with nothing. We're doing nothing. You can't do a party, obviously. We can't host an event. We can't open the venue.
Mm-hmm.
So we sat at home for a good year. It was a good year, to be honest. I read a lot. I trained a lot. It was actually my shift. My shift started. My lifestyle shift started. I trained a lot. I lost weight. I lost like 10 kilos.
Okay. Yeah.
Got closer to the family, got closer to my brother. We were already close, but this brought us closer together. the COVID. We were sitting in this house in my village
Mm-hmm.
all this time, and we're just actually doing nothing except connecting. We're not working.
Yeah.
I don't know about UK, but in Lebanon, like everything shut down completely.
Yeah, it was a big wake up call for most people, I think, when COVID hit, because you've kind of gone from a daily routine to just stop. Because we
Yeah.
just heard an announcement on the TV where they said, okay, for the next 3 weeks you're on lockdown, and we thought, okay, 3 weeks is good, but for someone like me, even when I heard that, I was getting anxiety because I'm someone who's up, out doing stuff, and I need to be physically doing stuff. I can't sit around doing
Yeah.
nothing. So I got bad anxiety from it because I'm thinking, shit, what am I going to do for the next 3 weeks?
Exactly.
But yeah, even in the UK, it was pretty much like that. Lockdown, stop. And I know a lot of people, the first 2 weeks, they were like, oh man, I don't need to go to work. I can go to sleep
Yeah, it
when
was
I want.
actually fun.
Yeah, it was fun. But then after a while, you start thinking to yourself, shit, man, I'm out of routine here. What am I going to do? So, Ryan, I want to ask you a quick question. You said there, just going back to your promoter days, am I right in saying when you're a promoter, you're everybody's best friend?
Yeah, you have to be.
Yeah?
You have to be.
Everybody wants free tickets from you. Hey,
Everybody wants
Ryan,
free
get me into this
tickets,
club.
wants free drinks.
Yeah.
Wants guest list.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when Saturday comes, you have a whole lot of messages.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be on the guest list. People that you don't really talk to, you're not really close to. So yeah, everyone wants to be your friend.
Yeah.
Obviously.
How did that make you feel? Being that, because I guess you had a level of power, right?
Yeah, you do actually when you're a promoter, and even when this thing grows, the exposure grows more.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't on a huge scale in Lebanon, but we were decent. So yeah, it feels good, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like it feels good. We didn't use it in a bad way, but it was good just to have this power
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the exposure, obviously.
I can imagine, like you said, you just quickly nipped it in the bud there, that you didn't use it in a bad way. That was something I was going to ask you.
Definitely.
I guess there would be people out there that would abuse that level of power, you know,
Yeah.
being in that kind of position.
Definitely.
Ryan, something else you said. So you touched very, very briefly on that you became an architect, interior design architect.
Yeah.
You know what? More and more people that I speak to on this show have a very high level of education, but not many people have pursued that route.
True.
And I'm beginning to see it more and more with entrepreneurs.
Mm.
Tell me, what was it with you? Why did you spend all that time going through education? Because I had a similar journey, but I did nothing with that education. Tell me why.
Okay, so initially I went in and did the interior architecture because I planned on working in it.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in college and I was doing the promotions and the and all the parties and stuff, I started growing and making money quickly. Like on my scale, it was quick. It was nice. The network was growing so big. So when I stepped into this field, I couldn't imagine myself anymore sitting in an office just creating designs for someone who has the company, who's dealing with the clients, who's actually doing the networking that I want to do. So it just became random. I just finished college just to have the degree.
Okay.
Like 2 years into this pot, I just like finished with it. You get me? In 3 years, I finished in 4 years.
Sure.
2 years in, I thought like just let me finish with it anyway, because I had it. I started with it. Let me get the degree anyway. You might need it later.
Mm-hmm.
But I really never used it. Never.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never worked in architecture or interior design. Never. From the day I graduated till now.
Is it fair to say that you realized very early on that you're going to be limited in that field of work, that your earning capacity is going to be limited and what you can do is going to be limited?
Yes, it will be actually, and I can see it even from my colleagues in college, like what they're working in, and it doesn't matter how much you're reaching, you're still limited.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you are gonna own the own company, you're still in a way limited. And to start off, it needs really, really long time, and you need to have the ultimate passion, which I don't think I have in interior architecture. My ultimate passion is dealing with people and helping people and just networking.
Okay.
This is my ultimate passion, and I found it during my path.
Yeah.
I didn't initially know it.
Mm. How long would you say it took you to find that? Because people always talk about finding your why and finding your passion and then pursuing a career with that, because they say once you found that, work will never seem like work.
Yes, true.
It seems like you found it very, very early on.
Yes. Yeah, we see each other in the office.
Yeah.
I really enjoy what I do,
Mm-hmm.
and I put in the hours. Like I stay in the office till 10 p.m. and you as well.
Mm.
So I really love what I do. I don't feel like I'm working. But when did I find this? How did I find my path? It was just random. Like I was telling you when we stopped the nightlife in COVID, it was just random to stumble upon real estate. A friend just introduced me to the idea. He said I would fit.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went and did an interview in a company, a good company in Lebanon, a big one actually. And I started, and I just immediately loved it. I immediately loved connecting with people, helping them in their search, really consulting them. With the days, with more experience, you actually add more value by the day to the clients.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
the more value I was adding, the more I loved it, the more I was attached to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You said a couple of things there that you realized it was about connecting with people, helping people. If it wasn't real estate, but you still had those two traits, helping people, connecting people, do you think you could have done something else?
Yeah, that's a tough question. Like now that I'm actually helping and consulting people, it's hard to imagine myself doing something else. But doing the exact same thing in a different industry, I don't know. Obviously, because I also like the money and the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually adding value to the clients and money and numbers.
Sure.
So it just fits perfectly. Anything else would be tough to imagine right now.
Right.
Really,
Right.
I think
okay.
it's the same with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the thing with real estate is, especially in Dubai, the earning potential is huge.
Yeah,
There is no cap on what you can earn, and we see it firsthand.
true.
Without saying any names, but if we look at how leaderboards in our offices, you see the same names
There is no
over
cap.
over and over again. And I'm not going to mention some of the figures, but when you look at those figures, I can assure you there are probably people in their lifetime couldn't earn that in a whole lifetime. And we've got people in our team that are earning that quarterly.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show why so many people would come into this field. But Ryan, let's talk about real estate, yeah? Especially in Dubai. It's a topic that a lot of people have an interest in. I know it's a topic that a lot of UK people have an interest in. And they always ask me the question, and I get it on Instagram all the time. James, what do I need to do or be to become a realtor in Dubai? Now, for me, that is a very, very broad question.
Yeah,
Because there's so many things you need to do.
true.
But let's start at the real beginning. What do you think are the fundamental skills somebody needs? If somebody was watching this right now and they think, hey, we want to do what you two are doing. We want to earn the kind of money that people earn in Dubai. Because look, there's no lie about it. All you need to do is go onto Instagram, type in Dubai real estate, and you're going to see people driving around in Lambos. You're going to see people in clubs, people smoking cigars.
True.
And that's just Ryan on a Saturday night. But yeah, you'll see the wealth that people have from this. But it's, in my opinion, it is not an easy game. This is not something where you rock up at Dubai International Airport and a week later you're earning money. Even when they say to you, oh, have 3 months worth of salary with you before you start earning, I think is the biggest bit of bullshit.
Yeah, it might be not enough.
And not enough. I mean, this is a country that
It might.
Yeah, well,
It's
yeah.
a big word.
Yeah, you don't know how lucky you're going to get.
Yeah, exactly.
But tell me, Ryan, if somebody was asking you that question, they say, hey, Ryan, what do I need to do or be to become a realtor in Dubai?
Yeah. Look, to me, the first thing that comes to mind, do you have this risk taker in you? Because it's a big risk. Like knowing that you're not getting paid this month, this amount, and you do your calculations and or your expenses based on that is a risk. If you have a risk, I feel like people are born either a risk taker or just a safe player.
Yeah.
I feel like we're born like this. If you're a risk taker, that's a good sign. You might be a good potential to be a realtor in Dubai or anywhere else. Then the next question is patience. Do you have patience? Because you're going to need that. Like even if you're a top character, top people's guy, you might not close the deal.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I feel like it's blessings.
Mm-hmm.
Like this industry isn't 1 + 1 = 2. 1 + 1 might be equal to 6. You might get blessed by 4 more.
Yeah.
You get me? So it's really strange. It's really spiritual. I don't know. There's a lot of blessings. So you need to have this patience, this faith, to actually like sustain yourself and keep control of yourself and not crash or your mind crash, because when you do that, it's hard coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
The example for people that don't know the industry, for example, if you've been busting your ass for like 5-6 months and you didn't close the deal, you might crash big time and just quit.
Mm.
Your system shuts down, your mindset shuts down. You can't even heal from this, like in the industry. Khalas, I'm out. This is not for me. I'm gonna change the industry. But if you have the patience and this was built for you, after this 6 months, you might witness a breakthrough, a big one.
Yeah.
And this is what we see with a lot of brokers.
Absolutely. You see it time and time again in our office. You know, it's really weird for us when I see new starters go through. I say new starters like me and you are, you know, retired, but we're not. We're relatively new as well. We've, you know, less than a year or coming up to a year in this field.
True.
But I see people that go through the training and then within a month they're gone.
Yeah.
And I think that is not acceptable.
Yes.
Because this is an industry that it's going to beat you up.
Yeah.
It's going to smack you in the face every single day. And like you just said, you got to learn to build up patience. Now, you know, you see some of the best people in the office and they have a hard skin.
Yeah.
Very nice people to speak to, very nice people to have a conversation with. But like Ryan was saying, it can take 6 months. And I've seen it myself firsthand with some brokers that are there every single day. 6 months, nothing's happened. But they turn up, they show up, they look good, they smell good, they're ready to go. And every day they're just putting in 100%. And when that first deal drops, you can see a sigh of relief in them. They're like, oh, yes. Yeah. Yes, I'm not zero
relief
on the board.
And ultimate confidence boost.
Absolutely. And then what you find from there is, if you keep the momentum going, it tends to be a domino effect, like bang, 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 bang. It's going to keep happening.
Big time.
But I've realized in myself, I'm happy enough to say this in myself, that soon as you lose the momentum, if you got 3-4 sales, then you think, man, I'm the guy.
Yeah.
I'm the G.
Yeah, true.
These sales are just coming to me now, you know. I don't even need to work for this shit.
Yeah.
People just reach out to me and say, hey, I want to buy a place, buddy. Here's my EOI. Here's my money. Hook me up. The minute you start thinking like that and you start taking your foot off the gas, and what I mean is when you take your foot off the gas in a car, what happens? It slows down, right?
Yeah, definitely.
If you keep it constant, I say in real estate, you need to remain in cruise control mode.
Yes.
At a certain speed, consistency,
I love that. Cruise
It's-
control mode.
Stay in cruise control. Don't be too erratic with that gas pedal where you're going,
Yeah,
you know?
don't slow down all of a sudden.
Absolutely. And then come to a stop.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to happen. Or take your eyes off the road and you're going to crash.
Yeah, definitely.
Simple. So stay in a constant cruise control state and be able to control your mind, because I think this is a mind game. You know, you need to be able to control your emotions and your minds. And I think the other thing is, if you're coming here, make sure you have enough money for a year, I say.
Yeah.
Because if you've got enough money for a year, you can breathe. If you
Yes.
can breathe, you can concentrate. If you can concentrate, you can get consistency. If you can get consistent, you can get momentum. Once you've got momentum, you'll get the sales. And then you'll start thinking to yourself, okay, this is working. But when you've got pressures of money, I think you're on a failing game straight
I
away.
agree on that. And I want to add something.
Sure.
Clients sense desperation in agents.
I think they smell it.
They smell it.
Yeah.
I always say it.
Yeah.
They actually smell the desperation and they immediately shut down and do a block.
Yeah.
Like you can't even connect with them anymore once they smell your desperation.
Yes.
Like they know you are pushing them not for their own benefit. You are pushing them to pay the rent. You are pushing them to buy food. They smell it. Like this is just hypothetical, but I agree with the 1 year frame. So just bring money for 1 year. You're more calm. You're more relaxed. You're focused on the clients. You got your rent covered. You got your card covered. You got your car covered. You got everything covered. Now you're focused on your work. You are a real consultant. You're adding value to the client.
Yeah.
Because really the desperation will mess you up and will mess all your relationship ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. You're right. And one of the things I do very early on with my clients is I tell them straight. I say, hey, look, yeah, it'd be nice to sell this to you. I'm not going to give you a hard sell and I'm not going to push this down your neck. And they're like, oh, James, why you say that for? I say, because I'm a lot older than every other broker.
Mm.
Yeah, let's face it. 10
Yeah,
years,
Uncle
maybe.
James.
Yeah, that's why they call me Uncle James. Now, that name was given to me in the UK by a friend of mine called Tej as a joke, as an insult. And I can't believe it stuck. It stuck all the way through. And now it's in Dubai with everybody calling me that.
Uncle
But-
Jay.
Yeah, Uncle Jay. But like I say, I tell the client straight away, I say, look, I'm a lot older than other brokers. I have other vetted business interests that pay me every single month. So I'm not desperate to sell you this. So if after spending an hour with you, you decide, you know what, this isn't for me. I'm going to give you all the pros and cons and lay it out on the table and tell you why you should be buying it. And yes, it would be nice to close because you do make good money from it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to force you because I know when the time is right for you, you're going to remember me over every single broker on how I made you feel, how I solved your problem. You know, I'll give you an example. I had somebody in with me for 3 hours. 3 hours is a long time of your time, yeah?
Definitely.
We're buying pizza for the children so the children don't go hungry, you know, in the sales center to make sure the kids are fed, make sure the iPads are fully charged up. But the guy didn't buy anything, but I don't think any worse of him. I just feel at that time, in that moment, it wasn't right for him.
Yeah.
But I find out later on that he's registered a company here. His kids are going to start coming to school here. He's making the move over to the UAE.
Who's going to be contacting?
Absolutely. The person
You.
that's not stuffed it down his neck.
Yeah.
You know, the person who's just kept him aware and said, look, the unit that you looked at, that you wanted, has now sold.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that. That's it. I'm not saying to you need to go for another one. But if you did want to go for another one, there's a higher up one and it's still available.
Yes.
Let me know. That's it. Not bombarding somebody with 50 calls or
Definitely.
text message or voice note and all this nonsense because you just got to look at it yourself, Ryan. Yeah. When somebody cold calls you, does your blood boil?
Definitely.
Yeah. So does mine.
Like I'll be rushing to close the phone.
Yes.
But I respectfully stay longer because this is similar to my job. I just want, it's like the karma effect.
Yeah.
So I stay longer and get nicer, but I'm actually annoyed.
Yeah. It's just a natural kind of defense. It's like cold calling. Who the fuck are you,
I
man?
don't want to talk to you.
I haven't got time.
Exactly.
But when you're on the other side and you're doing it,
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly. No, you should put yourself in their shoes. So this is the best way to look at it.
Yeah.
You understand them more, you empathize with them more, and now the relationship gets smoother.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to push you. I understand. You know, in Dubai, there's like 80,000 agents. I don't know the exact number.
Is that how much there are? Yeah.
I don't know. This is just random, but I know there's a lot. Like everyone's an agent.
Everybody's a broker.
Yeah. So I know for a fact that before I called this guy, 7 other agents or 8 agents called him.
Yeah.
So if I'm pushing, I know all of them are pushing. I just want to tell him, like, you know, because we don't actually cold call. We just call the people that actually registered an interest or something.
Sure.
This is how I like to work. So I know he registered an interest in this place and this place and this place. He's just clicking randomly on ads. So I just want to make him feel on the phone. I don't actually say it, but I want to make them feel like, hey, James, I'm here to help you if you need my assistance. Like I'm a good consultant. I know my shit. I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now, 5 years maybe. I can add value to your search or your investment. I'll be happy to do so if you want me to do. So if you feel like I'm annoying you or I'm cold calling you, I'll stop at that. I don't want to cold call and follow up and just call you like, hey James, I'm following up. Let's create a relationship. Like I want to add value. You will see this. You'll see this value once we meet and once we start setting a plan for your portfolio. You will really sense and touch this value. But if you don't want to start the search now, or you're just hesitant, just tell me. I'll lay back and I'll give you your time. In Arabic we say تاخد راحتك.
Well, that means take your time.
خد راحتك, like
relax.
Yeah, exactly. Relax, like
Yeah.
he needs to sense this with you. I think they come back quicker to you.
Yeah. No, I hear you. So let me ask you another question in another way. So when a broker goes through training, say typically, let's just say how our training was, because it was very similar. You know, I think most of the people are taught that you're going to have to spend time calling. It's 100 calls. From 100 calls, you set this many meetings. You do this. This is the kind of pitch you can use. This is kind of like a rehearsed pitch that we have. What would you say to somebody who's new how can they be different than following what everybody else is doing,
Mm.
like using the same pitch? I know probably this is going against what Provident would want us to say, but
exactly.
we have developed our own techniques. What's some of the
We
things?
definitely did.
Yeah, because we've needed to, right?
Mm.
What's some of the things you would say? Let's say we got a new broker here, 21 years old, never done this before,
Yeah.
has been said, there you go, you've done your training, you know about the Dubai real estate market, 2 weeks you've done. Here's your list that we want you to call.
Yeah.
Now that's daunting in itself when someone gives you a list of 300 numbers. You're, oh my God, what the hell am I going to say to these people?
Yeah, exactly.
How would you, if you were their team leader or you were their mentor,
Mm.
what would you tell them to do?
Look, to me, even though real estate is a numbers game, like they all say, it is. And I like the video I once saw, the more you fuck around, the more you find out. The more you fuck around, the more you find out.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No.
It's like the more you call, the bigger the potential, the bigger the probability to close.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like just putting the label like do 100 calls per day just takes the personal sense out of it. It's like you're rushing to do 100 call and there's no quality.
Mm,
It's always, we go back to quality over quantity.
sure.
So it's not about the 100 calls, just shoot a random sentence, get the phone hung up, then call the other one, then do the same thing for like, okay, I'm done. I did 100 call. I'd rather do like 10 good calls, long ones, try to keep the pulse on the client, try to create a personal relationship better than 100 calls. That's to me,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah.
10 good ones better than 100 shit ones,
Yeah.
to be honest. But again, if you do 20 good ones, it's better than 10. If you do 30 good ones, it's better than 10 as well.
Sure.
So the more good ones, the better, not just more ones.
Uh-huh.
You have to add the good.
Yes. Yes.
It's not just about 100 calls. And again, if it's a new broker, I would just say that you'd get better by the call.
Mm-hmm.
The first one won't be good. Even us sometimes, like once you get to the office in the morning, you feel like your first call is a bit rusty.
Yeah.
It's a bit stiff,
Yeah.
right?
It's like when you go to the gym, you just need to warm up a bit,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like our first call is the warm up.
Yeah.
And you've been in the industry for a year plus.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in Dubai, and I've been for the industry long enough. The first call is a bit rusty and stiff, and we get better by the day. And it applies on the big scale.
Mhm.
Like today, you're better than yesterday, and better than the day before.
Yeah.
So it just calls are practice to me.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like I shouldn't have said that. I could have pushed more. Like he showed me signs of encouragement. I should have closed. I should have pitched a good line. You get better by the day, and actually sitting next to other agents, good ones, actually teaches you a lot. Like you'd be doing your data stuff on the laptop, and you're hearing a call, like that sentence sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Like we do this with each other. I hear you on the phone, like Uncle Jay's killing it. I like
Yeah.
this sentence.
It's so good what you said there, because even with me, when I'm on the secondary side on the floor and I'm listening, because you're there, when you're in a sales environment, your ears are always
Unintentionally
listening.
listening.
Yeah. You're not eavesdropping.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you hear somebody say something and you're like, wow, that I have to stop and go to that person and say, you know what you just said there? I wrote that down because I'm going to use that in
Yeah.
my pitch because that was amazing.
Yeah.
And you know what? It doesn't necessarily have to be someone older than you. I've heard people that are 20 years old coming out with some great lines, and I'm thinking, I'm taking that and I'm going to use
definitely.
that. Yeah.
Even new agents,
Yeah.
like they might come up with a random sentence that you think would be gold.
Yeah.
Just listening and being humble enough and open to say that I can learn from anyone.
Yeah.
From any phone call, from any encounter, or any person will just grow you endlessly.
Yeah, sure. So, Ryan, when you're reaching out to a customer, what is it that you're doing different? Say you're sending them a WhatsApp.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, somebody's going to say, hi, blah, 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 blah. You applied for this development. My name is James. I'm reaching out to you just to see if you need any more information.
Yeah.
How do you do that differently? Because I know me and you do things differently than
Yes.
just sending out generic messages. Share for the listeners what it is that you do that's different
Yeah.
and that you've got that's working for you.
Yeah. Look, to me, I like to do something. It's a bit odd, but to me, when I first see the name of the client on CRM, I just like to, before I call them, I like to see if I can find them on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn. I just like to see their face before I call them, because I feel like now I know this person. I can relate to him in a certain way.
Sure.
Sometimes you see a name from a different nationality. You don't know if it's a girl or a boy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better to know it before or seen his face. I know it's odd, but it actually makes the phone call even better. Like I see an old man or I see a young guy or a young lady or an old lady. Now my phone call gets better from the get-go.
Yeah.
And when I first do the call, I feel I make the client feel like he knows me. I mean, you registered on the campaign, obviously. You know how I don't cold call. I just call the clients that are from the leads or my old leads, or I regenerate leads that were already in the system looking for a property.
Sure.
I don't like cold, freezing calls.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might do it from time to time, but it's not my thing.
Sure.
I like people that are really interested. So when I do it and I saw his face and I can relate in some sense to him and I seen him, even if I didn't, the call starts off as like, you registered your interest. I'm here to add my value. I'm calling just to know more about what you're looking for and we can set a good plan for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is basically it. And then any details I want to give out to the client, I just give them briefly and I push to meet him in person. Because to me, like we always say this together, this is a personal job.
Yes.
If you're buying with me, you're actually giving me all your money. Like you're giving me 10 million dirhams, you're actually trusting me. Ryan, take this 10 million dirhams, put it wherever you want.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's wherever I want. I mean, if I convince him, I did, right? In this project or this townhouse or this building, I convinced him. So I'm guiding him. I'm taking his money and putting him in this spot.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we meet in person, I can really understand him better and he will trust me more. And this will all go more flexible and easier.
Yeah.
And in a better way.
Yeah.
So if he's not here in Dubai, I'll push for a Zoom call. Meeting me and seeing my face makes the relationship even better. It's like meeting in person, but we go back to trusting, and he's actually giving me his money.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing.
Yeah. No, you're right. Because like somebody's trusting you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and that money might have taken them a long time to earn, or nobody wants to lose any money. So like you say, you're not just selling, you're actually consulting.
Yes.
You know, so you're giving them your professional opinion on where to put the money.
Yeah.
Ryan, would you say that you've come across, maybe not necessarily brokers from our firm, but when we're out and about, we're at events, we see other brokers from other companies. Would you say there are brokers in Dubai that will just sell you what they want to sell that would earn them the highest amount?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely. I mean, some people just pitch a project that they're not convinced in. You know how developers here in Dubai, there's the difference in the commission rates. Like some developers give you 6, some developers give you 2, other developers give you 4. Obviously, agents rush to the higher commission, which is understandable in some sense. But I think this is only short-term closing. Like you closed this guy, you pushed for a higher commission, and we see it a lot. Like to answer your question, yes, a lot. You see the sales center of developers that give the biggest commissions.
They're packed.
They're packed.
Yeah.
Definitely packed. And if you're convinced in the project, that's great, because some developers give high commission, but they actually deliver amazing projects.
Sure.
And I'll be happy to pitch it to my client. But I have to be convinced in the project and the long-term investment for this client. Or else I'm going to lose him on the first deal. Like I did this deal, 6 months from now, this guy hates me.
Yeah, sure. So what you're basically saying is you may have a short-term win,
Yes.
being a broker that's not ethical, but long-term, you are
lost.
definitely going to lose.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because you're right. People are not stupid. They may be stupid for the moment, but I don't think they are stupid. They've trusted you.
Yeah.
They said, hey, Ryan, here's my money. Please, can you make sure we are not, you're not losing my money, you know?
Guide me.
Yeah, guide me in the right direction. But if you guide them in the wrong direction, and when the building is finished, they can't rent it.
Yeah.
They can't rent it for what you said. It can't go on short-term rent. They're losing money. Then how does that work? You know, they're going to know this.
Yes.
And you've lost them. So you may not lose them initially, but you will lose them long-term.
True. And you can only close so many deals. But you will lose a lot of people. If you have a big pipeline, it's endless. It's limitless. Like I always call it a pipeline. It's not about the deal. It's about the pipeline.
Sure.
This guy buys this off-plan investment with you. Then he wants to sell it. He'll be happy to work only with you.
Yeah.
Then he wants to rent it. He'll be happy to work only with you. Then when he resells it, he has the profits. He wants to put them somewhere else. It's a pipeline. It's never ending.
Sure.
But you can only close so many deals.
Yeah.
If it's just a deal and you've put the money in the wrong place or the wrong investment and you guided him incorrectly, there will only be so many.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
you're going to be dried up sooner or later.
Sure.
You lost all your clients. You lost all your relationships just for this extra 2% commission or whatsoever. Or the wrong project, even lower commissions, but the wrong project. You're just messing around and rushing to the deal and pushing him to whatever. You're going to lose him.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Ryan, I think that was some really, really good tips there for brokers. Just before we move on to something else quickly, I'm just going to say that I think you're absolutely right. It needs to be very, very personal when you're dealing with somebody. I don't think generic replies work at all. For me, it's very much video. I like to send video messages to people so people can see my face straight away when I'm sending them a WhatsApp message. Because if they're not picking up the phone, the next thing I'm doing is sending them a WhatsApp message. And when people see an audio note or they see a video file, they want to play it. It's human nature. You may not want to read the message because your brain can quickly skim over a few words and it says, hi, real estate. They think, bollocks, I'm not answering that. When they see a video and they see a face of someone smiling, they're going to play that, and I think then it becomes common courtesy for somebody to reply back to you and say, hey, this broker has taken some time to really spend.
He feels hooked.
Yeah.
I played the video.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I played the video. Now I need to send him something back. It's a game of tennis.
Yes.
I can't just not hit back.
Exactly.
So I think with brokers, my advice would be very personal. Like you said, Ryan, 100% agree with you. You don't need to do 100 calls. You can do 10 good calls and build 3 good relationships because you only need one person to be working with you through those numbers. I think thirdly, this is a very ethical game. If you're not ethical and your morals are not right, I'm a strong believer karma is a bitch and it will come and kick you in the ass at some point. If you cut somebody off badly here, they're going to cut you off badly there. So it's just nature of the game. You know, the way physics works, energy works, the world works. You screw someone over, you're getting screwed at some point yourself.
Definitely. It's a big part of this industry, karma. And this is why I said in the first part of the interview, of the podcast, like this industry needs a lot of spirituality in some sense. I mean, like you have to be ethical. You have to believe in karma. If you fuck this person over, you're going to get fucked sooner or later. It's different. Why this industry? Like if you're a vendor at Zara and you're just folding clothes or helping people buy their clothes, if you do your job well or not so good, you're getting paid this 6,000 dirhams per month. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. With our job, if you weren't ethical enough and if you didn't have good faith in yourself and you didn't believe in yourself, you might actually be doing a lot of hard work. Yeah. But in the wrong way, and you're not actually closing or not getting blessed, I like to call it. There's no luck in this industry. It's just blessing. So it's hard work mixed with faith, mixed with good intentions. I think this is the triangle of blessings. Hard work, hard and smart work. Sure. Faith, very strong faith in yourself and in whatever you believe in. Yeah. The universe, God, whatever you might call it, you have to have strong faith in this industry. Yeah. Plus good intentions. This triangle is the triangle of blessing. Yeah. In this industry.
I agree with you. And I think the sooner people realize that there's more to just calling and trying to get the sale, try and get all the pillars right. Yes. Try and get the foundation solid. And, you know, we spoke about this a few weeks ago where we said you have to have a good, strong morning routine. You have to have a routine in life. You have to be strongly disciplined in life if you're going to achieve anything. Yeah. You know, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the morning is the anchor. Yeah. So, you know, our routines are very similar. Yeah. Look, to actually, I like what my friend says about this, Rami, my friend. He says, when you wake up, your body wakes up, but not your mind. So to wake up your mind, really, you have to get your blood pumping, really pumping. So I like to go on a high intensity workout. I just run to the gym. The gym is like 7 minutes from my house. I like to run to the gym. Yeah. Then get a good workout done. Yeah. And run back. Now I feel like my mind is really woken up. Yeah. Not only my body. My blood's pumping. I'm ready. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to go to war. Get me go because our industry is war. Yes. You're gonna get beat up. Yeah, you're gonna get beat up. So I know your routine is very similar, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know, my routine for training has been like that for years.
Even earlier than me. You wake up at 4:30 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, well, four o'clock. I'm
That's
out the door,
shocking,
you
bro.
know. But it's because I
Still
have
shocks
children.
me.
You know, I have children. I have to deal with my children, and I've kind of made it a priority in my life.
Mm.
And this is what I can't stand with people when they say, "I don't have enough time." That's bullshit.
Yes.
You do have enough time. It's how you prioritize your time. You can't turn around and say, "I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to eat well. I don't have time to do this."
True.
But you got time to go to the pub. You got time to go and watch Netflix. You got time to take your girlfriend out and do all of this stuff.
True.
It's how you prioritize your time. Everybody's got the same 24 hours in a day. It's what you do with them,
Definitely.
you know?
Definitely.
So I think laying the right foundations is very important to real estate. So
Big time.
start your day right. You know, your day can't start half an hour before you come to the office. Your day needs to have started before that. You need to
Your
prep
mind's still sleeping.
Absolutely. You need to prep your mind. I see it in our office. We have a 9:30 meeting on a Monday and people come in at 10 and you think, hold on a second.
Yeah.
The meeting started half an hour. What time did you get out of bed, man? Come on.
Exactly.
What is
And
going
he
on
didn't
here?
even start.
Yeah,
He's still waking up.
absolutely. And you see it in our office. 9, 10, 11 people are still drinking coffee,
Yeah.
having a chat, doing this. And you think, okay. Then you look at the people that are there focused. You know, I won't say any names. Headphones on.
Yeah.
Focused, you know, don't even want to see anybody, just doing
going.
the work. Then you look at the sales board and you think,
Yeah. Makes sense.
yeah, okay, we can see what's going on here. There's a formula here. There's maths.
Yeah.
But on the other side, people walking in late. Hey, how you doing, buddy, man? How was your weekend, buddy, man? I don't want to hear that small talk, man. I'm here to
Doing
earn
peanuts.
money. I'm here to serve my clients. Simple
Yeah.
as.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So I think a lot
Makes
of it,
the difference.
yeah,
Look, and I want to add something. To some people, it might sound strange, but to actually help someone or consult him, you have to help yourself first. You have to feel confident. You have to feel comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
You have to love yourself to love someone, right? It applies in our industry. If I feel like shit, I can't help my client.
Yeah.
I can definitely not. So we go back to training. Training gives you the confidence, the health. You really feel good with your body. This sets the standards in the morning before you start anything. You actually feel good. You're encouraged to eat good.
yeah,
And when you feel good, you're actually comfortable with yourself. Now you can add value to people and help people. And if you're doing it if you're helping people and you're feeling like shit on the inside, you can do that, but I'm sure you'll do it better. If you've trained, if you felt good in the morning and you're feeling good throughout the day, I think you can radiate more love, better vibes, better energy, more happier frequency.
yeah.
And this just sets up the day much better.
Yeah, yeah. No, totally agree with you. So Ryan, as we come towards the end of the podcast, we still got some time, but I want to ask you something that randomly happened to us both a few weeks ago when we were talking, and we both Ryan sent me a document on WhatsApp, which was a document that had a life plan on it, and it was really, really good to read. And then I immediately sent him a document back, which was a full PDF on my life plan. And for a moment, we were both shocked that we both had life plans.
It's similar.
And
the structure, to say
the structure was same, yeah. And this is where I think the connection got deeper, because we thought, hold on a second, man, shit, we're thinking the same way on so many things.
True.
So Ryan, I want to ask you, how important do you think it is for somebody to have a life plan or a life document? And tell the listeners what your life document involves, and how you structured it and why you have one.
Yes. Look, to me, if you know where you're running to, you run better and faster. So it's ultimate. If you don't know where you're running to, you might be running, but you don't know where, and you're running slow, and you're getting lost during the path. If you know where you're running to, it's just faster and better.
Yeah.
So I like to just set, you saw my plan.
Yes.
It's very detailed and structured. Like, I know where I want to be in 10 years. I know where I want to be even in 5 years, in 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
So it's the whys we always see. It's like the trends that I really like, the reels that are popping up to my page now. Like the motivation, the morning routines, the training, the whys. Set your whys before what you wanted, before your house. Some people think like, yeah, this is just a trend. No, guys, these are real. Like, when I set my whys, the why, WHY.
Yeah.
When I set my whys, everything became clearer. Like, my path just fell into place, and now my plan makes sense more. So the structure and my life plan just gives me, I always read it every day in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me the boost. I know
Yes.
why I'm going to work, why I'm putting the effort I'm putting, and where I want to be in 10 years. So it's the ultimate fuel to me,
Yeah.
the why.
Yeah. No, I think it's valid. I mean, look, when you're born, you don't have a manual.
Yes.
When you come into this world, God doesn't send you down with a manual and say, "Hey, this is what you need to do," or "Hey, this is what you need to do." So when I look at a life document or a goals document or a vision document, a purpose document, it's like you're creating your own manual for your life on where you want to go.
I like that.
Because nobody gives you a set of rules when you get here, yeah? When you're a child, you have no fear. You'll jump off of this, you'll do this, you'll do that, yeah?
Yeah.
You've got no fear whatsoever. But as you get older, the fear kicks in. You know, you're restricted in your thinking on what you're doing.
Your left brain,
Absolutely. Your left brain kicks in.
the logic.
And then what kicks in after that is you know, you don't have any kind of constraints or anything keeping you anywhere. So I think it's very, very important for someone to have that vision document, because you're creating a manual for yourself and for your life.
You're keeping your mindset and your vision in place.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going there because this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
This is my why. Maybe to spoil your parents, maybe to buy this car. Might be different whys for every person.
Yeah,
But reading it in the morning is the ultimate fuel.
absolutely.
And setting it down, like writing it, gives it more value, more worth, and it's auto suggestion, repetition.
Yeah,
It becomes a big part of your unconscious. Now everything gets clearer, and even your mind gets more creative. New ideas starts coming up in your mind once you repeat this idea again and again and again. Like, sometimes we were talking, me and my brother, yesterday. I want to do this number by the end of this year. How? I don't know. But I repeat it. Then my mind comes up with the ideas. How? Like, when you repeat stuff for a certain period of time, your mind gets creative to start delivering, to get it.
So Ryan, for anybody listening who thinks, okay, yeah, this whole idea of creating this manual and this vision document seems so exciting, what would you say to them? How are they going to start it? What are they going to do to create their own life document or their own value document or own vision document?
Yeah, I think just find your why. Like, you want to make it. Why do you want to make it? You want to add value to people's lives. You want to be popular. You want to be famous. Like, what sets your soul on fire? What's your burning desire? Find it, then build on it. And don't slow down and think, I have to find the way how. Or, okay, I want to be famous, but how will I be famous? Don't think about how you will be famous. Just think of the why and let your mind do the magic.
Yeah.
Repeat it every day. And basically your purpose. What's your purpose? Mine, you know it. My ultimate why is just giving back to my parents. Initially, just a broad message, giving back.
Yeah.
Because I've been blessed all my life. I'm really surrounded by love from everyone, from my family, from my friends. Every day I just feel like I'm surrounded by love. It's overwhelming. I love it. It's what I'm grateful for every day. So I just want to give back this love, because I felt it since the day I was a small child. I just felt love all my life. So my purpose is giving back initially to my parents.
Yeah.
Just spoiling these two. Like, really spoiling them.
Yeah, that was one of the big goals that stood out on your document
Big
when I
one.
read it.
Big
Yeah.
one.
Wow. I'm going to take a minute there. So Ryan, as we come to the end of the podcast, what's 3 tips that you would give to any new broker starting today here in Dubai?
Okay, so 3 tips would be, initially, learn the market well, because you can't offer value if you don't know what you're selling or the product. A second tip would be, get comfortable with yourself. You can't, like we said, we can't help anyone or love anyone without loving yourself. So train well, eat good, focus on yourself, dress well, feel confident, then show up. And the last tip would be, help people like you're helping your parents. Like, I saw this somewhere in a video and I really like it and I live by it. So actually help your clients like you're helping your parents. Would you pitch this project if you were pitching to your father? If yes, then do it. You do it wholeheartedly, and this would radiate to the client. This would help you close more.
Yeah.
Pitch projects and sell like you're selling to your parents.
Absolutely.
Third tip.
Well, Ryan, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me here on the J2 Hub podcast.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah, no.
What a
it's been-
birthday.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And I think we've already planned to have another episode with a couple of other people
Yeah.
in on the talk as well, which I think
Mm.
would be more powerful. But look, if anybody wants to reach out to Ryan and find out some more and just connect with you, Ryan, where can they connect with you?
Just connect with me on Instagram. I have a cool page, and it's at Ryan Selling Dubai, RYAN, because I'm obviously selling Dubai. Yeah, and that's it. And you can find my number, my email, everything on the page.
And you're happy for people to connect with you?
Yeah, definitely. This is what I do. And reach out to me if you're a broker, if you're a client, if you're just someone that wants to explore the market, have some questions in mind. I'll be happy to add my value.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was lovely.